Hello everybody, welcome to episode 52 of our Aston Martin Save. Now, if you didn't watch the last episode in Miami, I'm telling you now, go back and watch it because, spoiler alert, Pierre Gasly made it back-to-back wins in Miami. P1, what a dominant performance. He got pole position, won it by about 7 seconds. Amazing, amazing scenes. You've got to watch it. One of the best episodes I think we've had. Fernando Alonso did well to fight back and get to P8 after a dismal qualifying where he retired the car in Q2. This week we go to his home Grand Prix though, so Fernando really could do a good performance because it's not been Fernando's season so far. 66 laps around here, the Circuit de Catalunya. Max Verstappen holds the lap record. Car attributes, acceleration, low speed cornering. We're pretty good at low speed cornering, and the expected strategy is a two-stop medium, soft here in the beautiful Spanish countryside. Standings wise, we need to have a look at that. Red Bull are still top of the constructors from Ferrari. We are sat in P3, currently 40 points behind Red Bull. To be fair, Max Verstappen is the main reason why they're there. He's been very dominant this season, apart from the last race where Pierre Gasly managed to absolutely dominate him throughout the weekend. We'll go with that instead. Carlos Sainz being Mr. Consistent so far in the Scuderia Ferrari, and he is in P2. So I'm going to get through all the qualifying sessions, all the practice sessions now, and I shall see you in qualifying for Fernando's own race, the Spanish Grand Prix.
Formula One has cranked up the heat over Barcelona. The first Grand Prix held here was won by Nigel Mansell after a wheel-to-wheel battle with Ayrton Senna. But who will follow in his footsteps this weekend? Long straights and medium speed turns dominate here, but there's something else to watch out for at Barcelona. The air currents are strong and unpredictable, and they'll be giving aerodynamic components a real run for their money this weekend. At this early stage in the season, there are still plenty of opportunities for things to change. In this sport, there simply are no guarantees. Stay right here, because we're just getting started.
So you join us on the final laps of Q3. Pierre Gasly, he had a great first run on a set of scrub set of tyres, but he's only good enough for P2. Sergio Perez is on provisional pole. Fernando Alonso, he's up to P4 at his home Grand Prix, so great work from him. We are then. Sergio Perez is on pole position for the Spanish Grand Prix. Pierre Gasly, consistently quick all weekend, is in P2. Great position for him again, but 2.5 tenths off pole position. Max Verstappen down in P3. Fernando Alonso at his home Grand Prix is going to be starting P4. Let's have a look at the strategies now. We have managed to save a set of soft compound tyre, which I'm hoping is going to be very advantageous as we go into the race. Right then, guys, so we are going to split the strategy. We are going to use them soft compound tyres, but we're going to use them at different parts of the Grand Prix. Pierre Gasly is going to start on his fresh soft compound tyres, go to the mediums, and then to the softs again at the end. Fernando Alonso a little bit further back. We're going to be a little bit more conservative with Fernando. He's going to be on the medium to start with, medium, soft for Fernando. So a little bit different, but we get Pierre in first. We're planning to bolt away with Pierre, and then we'll work it from there. We may change that last stint to a medium depending on what happens, but let's get to 5 red lights and see if we can make it back-to-back wins for Aston Martin.
This is it. It's the Spanish Grand Prix. It's lights out, and away we go.
And away we go. Sergio Perez is on the medium compounded tyre. I'm hoping Pierre Gasly can early goal manage to get in front of him and get P1. It's all on what Pierre Gasly can do into turn 1. Pierre Gasly cuts across. Max Verstappen has managed to get Pierre Gasly off the line. And Pierre Gasly on the soft compound tyre really should be making this work for him early doors. Out of the top 5 drivers, Gasly and Leclerc are the ones on top. We need to get Perez as early as we possibly can, and then we can bolt away and go from there. But as we start then, Sergio Perez keeps P1 off the start, then comes Pierre Gasly. Max Verstappen is now under attack from Charles Leclerc. Fernando Alonso has lost the place off the start. Carlos Sainz P6, Bottas from Russell P7 and 8, Lando Norris P9. Kevin Magnussen is having a fantastic season in the Haas. And on lap 1, Pierre Gasly has finally managed to get past Sergio Perez. He's had to do it on lap 1, and now we can put this into action into the third sector. He's got Sergio Perez. He actually got the elbows out a little bit there as well, which we particularly enjoyed. And now, can Pierre Gasly... Oh, here we go. Let's have a look at the action cam in the garage. Loving it. Yes, boys and girls, we're loving it. Now Pierre Gasly has been told, use that ERS. Sergio Perez, we know he's very quick this weekend, but I'm hoping we've got the edge on strategy on Sergio Perez. We need to break DRS before the end of lap 2. Fernando Alonso just hanging on to the back of Verstappen now. He's got Carlos Sainz behind him as well. Charles Leclerc is in P3, but it's all on Pierre Gasly. He needs a stonking lap here to get away from Sergio Perez. Lap 3, DRS is enabled, but Sergio Perez won't be getting it. Pierre Gasly managing to break the DRS, now going to use these soft compound tyres. We've had to use a lot of the battery to get away from Sergio Perez, but now we have got clean air in front of us and we're just going to try and run away with this. Fernando Alonso having a bit of a different race. He has got Max Verstappen for company and he is all over the back of Max Verstappen. Hopefully Fernando can get him pretty quickly. Lap 3. Right, join us back. Lap 10 now. We've got a dog in the fight in both of these strategy plans here because Pierre Gasly 3 seconds in front of Charles Leclerc, near enough. And absolutely cruising at this moment in time. We've managed to get Fernando Alonso back into touch with this train of Charles Leclerc and Sergio Perez. We're obviously battling it out for P2, so Fernando and I can play a clever game here. He's going medium soft, so he's matching Perez. Meanwhile, Leclerc is probably matching Gasly, but Gasly has got another set of soft compound tyres to use. It's all looking very promising here at the Circuit de Catalunya. 3 seconds is a gap to Charles Leclerc. As we have a quick rundown, we've got Gasly, Leclerc, Perez, Alonso, Verstappen in P5. He's holding on to the back of Fernando Alonso. Then Valtteri Bottas is around 4 seconds back. Carlos Sainz in P7. Russell P8. Norris P9. Kevin Magnussen P10. Alexander Albon not having a good day in the Audi in dead last at this moment. The crossover period on the tyres is now lap 19. Charles Leclerc has lost a lot of ground to Sergio Perez. We've recognised this and said to Fernando Alonso, now is the time, my friend, to get past him as quickly as you possibly can. Fernando Alonso duly obliges and gets up into P3. Charles Leclerc now. It's going to be very interesting to see when he pits. We need to be monitoring that situation with Pierre Gasly. However, of course, we have got another probably 2 laps on Charles Leclerc in terms of the soft compound tyres. So that's why Gasly can make this 2-stop work a lot better than Charles Leclerc can. Meanwhile, Fernando has just got to keep in touch now with Sergio Perez and let him drag him along. That would be absolutely ideal at this moment in time. So lap 19, Gasly still leads. Alonso, a little bit of work to do to keep up with Checo Perez. Lap 21, Pierre Gasly, box. We reckon we found him a nice gap to come out into clean air on these medium compounded tyres. Gasly is into the pit. Perez were catching and Alonso at around half a second a lap. The tyres had very much reached the crossover point and the medium was the better tyre. Alonso now goes into P2. He's going to keep up with Sergio Perez. He's doing a fantastic job at this moment in time, Fernando Alonso. As we keep a little look on this, the fans will absolutely adore this as Fernando Alonso takes the lead of his home Grand Prix. We're just going to tell him to harvest the ERS a little bit. Pierre Gasly now, he's got the medium compounded tyre on. Now, we was expecting to come out in clean air. Is that the case? It looks like it certainly is. Great pit stop from the team. Charles Leclerc's now got traffic. We are now going to push with Pierre Gasly. Use a bit of ERS and get Pierre Gasly motoring again and extend that gap if we possibly can. Perez has overtaken Alonso. That's absolutely fine. We're saving a bit of ERS for Alonso. But great work from Pierre Gasly. What a driver this man is. He's a pleasure to manage. At the moment, there's no doubt who the number 1 driver is in this team. Lap 22. New fastest lap of the Grand Prix for Pierre Gasly. Max Verstappen, not a great pit stop. It's brought him out in traffic. It's not been Max Verstappen's day. Fernando Alonso is in next lap. We are just having a little look now where Fernando's going to come out. We reckon he's going to be coming out around P5. He might actually be behind his teammate here, Fernando Alonso, but he's using this DRS beautifully and just staying in range. Pierre Gasly just harvesting a little bit at this moment in time, getting some of that ERS build back up. We'll come back when Fernando is into the pits. And into the pits is Fernando Alonso. Sergio Perez has had a decent stop. He came in at the same time. Will Fernando have a good stop here? He's onto the mediums. Is he going to get held? He is. He's going to get held. Sergio Perez manages to stay in front of Fernando Alonso. But remember, Fernando Alonso has got a new set of soft compound tyres towards the end of this race. Bear that in mind. I don't think Sergio Perez has. But the issue here is Fernando Alonso has got to stay in front of Charles Leclerc. He has done, but he's got some catching up to do now, and he's got to catch up to Sergio Perez as quickly as he possibly can. He's going on deploy, he's going on aggro mode to get up to him as quick as he possibly can. Lap 25, Gasly first, Alonso third, and 1.3 seconds is the gap to Sergio Perez for Fernando Alonso. What a battle this has been. Fernando Alonso and Sergio Perez are going at it for P2, and it's just neck and neck. They've overtaken each other consistently throughout the laps. Whoever's got DRS, it's proving very pivotal round here. But Fernando Alonso, while all this fighting's going on, is allowing Pierre Gasly to run away with it for Aston Martin at this moment in time. It's been a fantastic performance so far. If we have a look at the tyre wear, Gasly obviously is going onto the softs at the end, which is going to be very, very useful for him. Perez and Alonso, I'm guessing, are both going onto the soft compounded tyre. But Pierre Gasly has been fantastic so far. He's built up a nice gap. Charles Leclerc down in P4, Verstappen P5, Ocon P6, Sainz, Bottas, Norris, and Kevin Magnussen. I keep going back to him. He's doing a fantastic job for Haas at the moment this season. Lap 28. Lap 33, I've just brought you back because this battle that is unfolding before my eyes is just an absolute pleasure to watch. And Fernando Alonso, we've been talking up Pierre Gasly, saying how he's been fantastic for us so far this season. There's no doubting at the moment he's the number one driver, but my God, Fernando Alonso's class, isn't it? And I mean, we're going to have a little look in here. He's going to come into the next DRS zone in a minute, and I'm sure if it's anything like the other DRS zones, he'll pull right up to him, and on the start finish straight, Fernando will be right up the back of him. Fernando has got a chance, and it's an outside chance of winning this race at the end. He's got this fresh, soft compounded tyre. Gasly hasn't. We're going to try and extend Gasly's stint. Gasly will come in one lap earlier and have weaker tyres. Fernando will have fresh tyres and be in one lap later. Anything could happen here, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a fantastic finish. We don't want any safety cars. First and third for us really, really suits us, and we'll just keep with Fernando Alonso as he's going to go for a move. You can see Pierre Gasly in the distance down there, but these two battling. He's maintaining that lead for Pierre, and Fernando Alonso trying to make it stick round the outside of the Red Bull. Perez has got the inside line, but as you can see, it's just consistently good racing from these guys, and they just constantly exchanging places. It's been a pleasure to watch. So at the moment, Gasly 3.8 seconds over this battle. The worst thing that could possibly happen has just happened, and it was Fernando Alonso. He just got it all wrong. He got caught up on the curb. He spun it. He's still in P3, but it's now 2.7 seconds to Sergio Perez, and that's also going to help Sergio Perez in terms of catching Pierre Gasly. Fernando Alonso has got some work to do now to get back towards the front of this. We may try an undercut. With Fernando Alonso onto the soft compounded tyre. That might be the way to do this. We're going to assess the situation now, and we'll come back to you very shortly. Meanwhile, Pierre Gasly, 2.6 seconds is the gap to Sergio Perez. Lap 46, we've got a crash. Esteban Ocon has, well, I'm going to find out now with you guys on the highlights. He's locked up and he's gone into the wall. That's not brought out a safety car, but just as that happened, Fernando Alonso is in for his pit stop. We are trying the undercut on Sergio Perez, and then next lap, while this is happening, Pierre Gasly is going to be coming on to the soft compound tyre next lap because Sergio Perez is in striking range of the Gasman now. So Fernando Alonso is in for his pit stop onto fresh soft compounded tyre. Where is he going to come out? We're looking around P6, P7. Can we get him out in fresh air? We're hoping so. And then we're going to get him deploying the ERS and really going for it now. That's the plan. He's out in clear air. And Pierre Gasly now is the next one in. ERS, fuel, everything you've got, Fernando Alonso. Pierre Gasly now is the next one coming in, and we'll come back to that very, very shortly. Pierre Gasly is in. Sergio Perez stays out on the medium compounder tyre. Sergio Perez now takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Let's see where Pierre Gasly comes out. Fernando Alonso is on an absolute flyer, by the way, at this moment in time. Pierre Gasly into the box now. Fernando Alonso might even catch up to Pierre here. Let's have a little look at this. Fernando Alonso now just coming onto the start finish straight. He's not quite going to catch his teammate. Pierre Gasly comes out behind Carlos Sainz and Max Verstappen, who are both yet to pit, but in nice clear air. Fernando Alonso now, he's used the ERS. It's a fantastic lap from Fernando Alonso. Pierre Gasly needs to be doing something pretty similar this lap to really gain that advantage over Sergio Perez. Lap 48, all to play for. And just quick one, lap 49, new fastest lap, Fernando Alonso. Lap 50, Sergio Perez is in for his pit stop. Has the undercut work? That looked like a hold in the pit lane, am I right? It was. He did get held in the pit lane, and he got held by the Williams. This is absolutely huge. Pierre Gasly coming down the start finish straight. Has he managed to get Sergio Perez? He certainly has. Fernando Alonso had that spin. Is he going to manage to get Sergio Perez? Oh my God, he is. We are strategic geniuses, ladies and gentlemen. This is why you watch this series, because absolutely superb. Fernando Alonso 1.8 seconds to Sergio Perez on the same tyre wear for these two guys. Fernando Alonso, we're having a little look in front of us. Is there anybody in front? There isn't. He hasn't got anybody to get the DRS off. He's 3.4 seconds back from the Gasman. Lap 50, we've had a crash. Safety car would be absolutely horrendous here. Alexander Albon, we'll have a little look at what's happened here in the Audi. He were behind Pierre Gasly in between the two, and actually has just gone into the barriers. That's not going to bring out a safety car. Gasly P1, Alonso P2, Perez P3, all to play for here. Lap 50. Lap 54, Sergio Perez is looking mighty quick in this Red Bull, but Fernando Alonso is doing a good enough job at this moment in time of just holding him back, and he's managing to stay in front of him. He's gone defensive. We're going to ride on board with Sergio Perez. This is going around the outside of Fernando Alonso. This might not be the worst thing in the world for Fernando, because we can use this time to charge up the ERS a little bit, and then we will push towards the end. Maybe save a little bit of tyre wear as well. Pierre Gasly 4 seconds ahead. Is Sergio Perez going to do that while battling with Fernando Alonso? Who knows? But the Gasman has worked, well, did have the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, but Sergio Perez is chasing him down. But Fernando Alonso is going to play a pivotal role in this for his teammate, and obviously he wants to be on that podium and on the second step if he possibly can be. Lap 57, these two have been at it all afternoon, but Fernando Alonso has now got a bike marker inside. Now this bike marker has got to get out of the way when required, and he needs to not hold Fernando Alonso up. I'm not quite sure who it is. I think it's Nicholas Latifi, or maybe it's Lance Stroll. It might be Lance Stroll, actually, sorry, in the Alpha Tauri. Now Fernando Alonso, he's going to get DRS down this straight. He does move out of the way, and he's moved out of the way for both of them, to be fair. Was it Lance Stroll? It was. Fair play to Lance Stroll. That's probably the best bit of driving he's done. Well, better driving than he did when he were at Aston Martin, put it that way. Fernando Alonso, 3.4 seconds. If we have a look at the last lap, which is very important, 1:19.3, 1:20.1 for Sergio Perez. We may be telling him in a minute to start holding Sergio Perez up, not just for Pierre's sake, but for his own as well. Lap 58. Fernando Alonso is doing a stonking job. Lap 61, not just for himself, but for his teammate as well, because every time we manage to get into P2, we start holding up Sergio Perez, and that gap's grown by 7 tenths. Just in this last couple of sectors, Fernando Alonso is doing an absolute stonking job. And look at this, he's parking the car. We're going to keep an eye on Sergio Perez here. He's parking the car in the perfect positions. Fernando Alonso deserves P2, not just for him, and his teammate, he's going to win his teammate the Spanish Grand Prix at this rate as well. What a performance this is from Fernando Alonso. Pierre Gasly deserves all the plaudits, but Fernando Alonso, my friend, what a job you are doing. Lap 62. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen. It all comes down to this. Pierre Gasly is on light tyre saving mode and he's about to enter the final lap of the Grand Prix. Fernando Alonso is on the back of Sergio Perez and he's got the DRS. Can he get past him? He deserves this. I don't think he's going to manage it. He can't get past him. Fernando Alonso, Sergio Perez is parking the car beautifully. He might get one more chance at this. He might get one more chance where he gets to get past Sergio Perez. He's on aggro mode on everything. There's a yellow in sector 2. Pierre Gasly looks like he's going to win his second consecutive race for Aston Martin at the Spanish Grand Prix. But Fernando Alonso, he's on overtake mode DRS. I'm going to tell him to drive in clear air as well. Once he gets the chance to get past Sergio Perez, he don't want to do it this early. That's the key. He's got the inside line going into this next manoeuvre. He's going to get DRS all the way down this straight. Fernando Alonso to get P2 at his home Grand Prix. He's using the overtake. He's pressuring on the tyres. Fernando Alonso, he's been forced wide. They've been at it all afternoon. It's neck and neck fight through the final few corners. Fernando Alonso looks like he's got the job done. Can he possibly? We'll switch it to defend. Can he defend from Sergio Perez onto the start-finish straight? Is it going to be a 1-2 for Aston Martin? Sergio Perez is looking to get him on the line, but he hasn't. Pierre Gasly wins the Spanish Grand Prix, and Fernando Alonso finishes second. It's a 1-2. I repeat, a 1-2 for Aston Martin. Pierre Gasly wins. And Pierre Gasly wouldn't have won that without Fernando Alonso. It must be said, we're going to get the onboard and the celebrations from Pierre Gasly. We are going to get all of that, and he deserves all of that. But Fernando Alonso, what a job. What a job you have done.
Okay, so that's checkered flag.
We're going to leave it to the engineers. We did deserve the points. It's a 1-2 for Aston Martin. You do not want to miss this podium.
Take all the pick up and away in.
Fantastic work. Unbelievable.
Well, this weekend, Pierre Gasly flew us to the stars. What a beautiful sight that is on the podium, and a true crowning achievement for everyone involved.
What a moment this is, by the way. Our first 1-2 while we're just drinking this in.
The Frenchman was in sublime form today, fully deserving of his podium finish here.
Unbelievable. And I think you've got to give a lot of credit to Checo Perez as well. It must be said, you've got to give a hell of a lot of credit to Checo Perez because he made us work for that unbelievably hard. And fair play to him. We played all the games we possibly could. But Fernando Alonso, what a performance from him. 1-2 for Aston Martin. After 52 episodes, you see it here. So yeah, Gasly first, Fernando Alonso second, Perez third. What a performance from him. Max Verstappen in P4, Leclerc, Sainz 5th and 6th, Aston Martin, Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes P7 and 8, McLaren with Lando Norris in P9 and Kevin Magnussen in P10. Driver standings wise, Max Verstappen only gains 12 points this weekend. Pierre Gasly is now only 30 points behind Max Verstappen. Carlos Sainz drops a place to P3. Charles Leclerc in P4. Fernando Alonso is up to P6. Constructor standings, Red Bull are still top on 176 points. Ferrari maintain P2, but we have a great day at the office, and now we're only 26 points behind Red Bull. My word, what a last couple of episodes we've had. We've had Pierre Gasly winning in Miami, and now we've had a 1-2 at Catalonia. What can we do from the next one? Who knows? Like and subscribe, and we'll see you later. Ta-ra!